Trey Lance, allegedly, speaking of injuries that are just kind of leaking out now, allegedly, it is being reported that Trey Lance had a broken finger last year, so it affected his grip, which affected his ball, which affected his flight, which affected probably everything he was doing. And I assume he just kind of powered through because he was a rookie and they traded 3 first-rounders basically for him. That's a lot of pressure, and you can't just, I got a broken finger, so you're out. But a lot of people are assuming that affected him mightily in the football game. Yeah. And if you hear what George Kittle has said about him, and then obviously the team is super supportive and behind him, what if Trey Lance is a guy? Now, there was a report going around the internet that people were betting at a large clip, I guess would be the right way, Trey Lance MVP. And they thought it was potentially because the broken finger thing that came out and then what George Kittle said and then what has been repeated by everybody about what Trey Lance could become. It was because I think one sports book put very long odds on him very quickly. And basically all of the sharps were like, well, if they're going to fucking give us a starting quarterback at that odds, we might as well bet it. So there was a little bit of a narrative building this is becoming the sharps and the gamblers guy. They must know more than other people. And then George Kittle, what he says, oh my God, is this fucking the next Patrick Mahomes situation here with Alex Smith? It might be. I'm starting to turn my entire thoughts on him because I have nothing but respect for George Kittle. I have nothing but respect for his thoughts on what he thinks will make the Niners better. He's been there. They've lost in the championship numerous times. If he thinks that Trey Lance is worthy and he thinks Trey Lance is a cool enough guy to invite to tight end university and he's comparing him to Josh Allen, it's hard not to just be like, well, is George a fucking idiot? No. Does George not know football? No. Does George not care if they don't win the Super Bowl? No. So it's all right, if George is saying it and we're learning that he might not have been anywhere near his best last year, fucking good on you, Trey Lance. Good luck out there. I'm excited to watch this whole thing.
It seems like a lot of times when these guys do explode and have a really good year, this is kind of he wasn't healthy last year. Everyone was kind of saying he stinks, but he's big. He's got a huge arm. He can run.
Upside.
Yeah, a lot of upside. I feel like that. I mean, and I'm not saying that he is Josh Allen, but you remember Josh Allen, again, he had to, but his rookie year still, the way he was running, he
jumped over.
Exactly.
Middle linebacker.
Anthony Barr.
That was the highlight of Josh Allen's rookie year.
Yeah.
Him jumping over Anthony Barr, who's massive dude. And everybody's like, can this guy throw?
Right. But the athletic upside almost takes him far enough where if you do have a good team around you, he could have a fucking incredible year.
What if the Niners go, huh? The Niners have gone. The NFC West is always going to be a problem. Everybody's hunting them. But if they figure out the Debo situation, which could happen, right? If you trade Jimmy G.
Yes. Opens up some room.
It's $20 million, right?
Yeah.
That kind of opens up. Maybe you're able to pay Debo at the time. And Shanahan has come out and said on the record, the shoulder surgery for Jimmy G obviously slowed down the entire trade thing, and if it happens afterwards, it happens, and if not, we'll figure it out, is pretty much what he said. But they've been very open that they're trying to trade Jimmy G. Now, with Jimmy G and Baker Mayfield, a lot of teams are hoping that the teams will be paying the salaries for the upcoming year. Like Baker Mayfield, $18.5 or $19 million, allegedly. The Carolina Panthers, the Seahawks, and maybe some other teams. We have no idea if that's real or not. We're just telling you what's being reported. Would trade for Baker Mayfield if the Cleveland Browns would pay for it. I think Jimmy G is starting to fall into similar territory where people are like, well, you'll pay for 50% of this at least, because I think it's 21 or 22. I forget what it is.
Yeah, it's right around there, but isn't the dead cap so low to the point where it's if no one wants to
cut him.
Yeah, why wouldn't they just cut him and let him pick the team that he wants to go to? Obviously, you want to get something in return for the quarterback that you paid and has taken you to NFC championships. But if some other team isn't going to pay the contract, are you going to be on the hook for that much money and not be able to pay Debo?
And if you cut the guy, it's $0. You pay Debo immediately. And is Debo and the Niners already discussed that? And is that why it's gotten very quiet from the Debo side in the entire not being happy about it or whatever? Torrey Dondy, we haven't heard from the agent of him. Is that already something that's just been kind of agreed upon? Just like it kind of sounded like with Steve Keim and Eric Burkhardt when we had Steve Keim on yesterday, GM of the Arizona Cardinals. He was like, July to September, when we're looking at the combine, we're looking at the draft, we're looking at our team, we're looking at our decisions. That just the timing almost. And he pointed at a couple of the other quarterbacks that have gotten massive deals in that same time frame. And I think it's because it takes a lot of attention to get that. Like, hey, it's going to take everybody's attention to get this deal done. It's going to be a couple $100 million deal. There's going to be some things that we have to get in here. Right now, our focus is on something else. So I wonder if Debo and the Niners have had that conversation. I wonder. You would think they would have to.
Yeah, absolutely. And can't you kind of, because of the fact that we always talk about, like, when you have a good, and we don't know if Trey Lance is going to be good, but when you have a rookie quarterback on a rookie contract, you can kind of backload some of these deals. Like, even if they do have to pay, let's say, half of Jimmy G's contract, can't they just put, most of Debo's money next year and the year after?